That was a demonstration of transmobility, the ability to move through space with multiple mobility devices. If you want to know more, just Google my name, Mallory Kay Nelson. Thank you so much for having me. So this is the butler, the Wang, and Mr. Cast Iron. This story is about the first time I went camping after losing a leg, and the wonderful man it took to get there. Now, camping wasn't exactly on my bucket list because it involved going to the bathroom outside. I already have a hard time not falling off of standard toilets, and squatting in the woods is not something us one-legged women do. So it was going to take a very special man to get me out there, and I just so happened to be dating one at the time. Very, very special man. I'm going to call him the butler. Not because it was his vocation. This actually was his dream job from childhood. He dreamt of being a butler. He practiced being a butler. His goal in life was being a butler. And let's just say, if you've never dated someone who possesses the skill set and the desire to be a butler, I highly recommend it. Now, it was the butler's idea to go camping, so he knew what he was getting into. Maybe some history would be helpful. I always find context is very useful. So I met the butler when I was costume designing for the Family Theater Company, formerly known as the Physically Handicapped Artists and Musical Actors League. They are a theater company in Denver, Colorado. The entire cast is disabled actors. If you're ever out there, I highly recommend checking them out. He was the stagehand. Now, it took 2 years to get that man to get into bed with me. I had to follow him backstage, flirting with him, getting him to give me back massages whenever was possible, until he finally gave in. I'm not sure if it was the 15-year age difference or maybe because I was only 20, but that was a tough egg to crack. I always wanted him. He was the sweetest man even before we were dating. He'd always make the coffee, he'd always carry my costumes, and he'd always pick up the check. Many wonderful things. Now, after we were dating, he would come up to my college house, and he would help me out with things around there. Arguments between roommates, fixing things around the house. We plant gardens together and rake leaves, and even go to the college parties together. Yes, I was the one that was always bringing the older guy to the college parties. Many wonderful things. So he had a tradition of going camping every year in the beautiful mountains of Colorado, and I wasn't sure how this would go. I really, really enjoy flushing toilets and soft beds. But he was on a mission to get me there, and I was willing to try. Now, this wasn't some kind of backpacking in deal. We were glamping. He brought everything: the bed, the pillows, the stove, the food, anything and everything we would need. Particularly my favorite piece, he brought a portable potty. Very good thing, very good thing. All I had to do was plop my half-ass in a camping chair, sit there and be pampered. If I needed a drink, there it was. If I needed a snack, there it was. Everything was taken care of. This man would set up that portable potty, help me get on it, help me not fall off of it, and clean up everything afterwards. Truly a magical butler, let me tell you. Now, this isn't just a story about me going to the bathroom in the woods. That's not one of my kinks. This is where it gets a little spicy. So he had invited a bunch of friends from work to go camping, but many of them were out of town or doing something else that weekend. Theater technicians do not have many weekends off. So it was a small group of us. I mean, it was 3 to be exact. And well, I was flirting with both of them. The butler was enjoying my antics. I sat there in my camping chair, playing with the fire and whittling a wang. I didn't think I was going to be competing with dicks today on stage, but I brought it to show you. I know it's not nearly as long as that hard plushie, but as that big plushie, but it's a lot harder. This is what happens when you take an artist into the woods. Give me a large stick and I will make you a large dick. I think it's got good curves, accurate lines. It's an excellent representation of the butler's dick. Yeah. So I'm sitting there whittling my wang, playing a little bit with the fire, flirting with these two handsome men. I'm going to call the other one Mr. Cast Iron. Why? Well, he was busy cooking us dinner in his beautiful cast iron Dutch oven. I don't know if you've ever cooked anything in a cast iron Dutch oven, but it's highly involved. There is an exact number of coals you have to have on top, depending on the dish, and you have to rotate the lid to evenly disperse the heat. Very, very involved and fun to watch, mind you. So he cooked us handmade pasta, prime rib, and brownies. Yeah, you can cook brownies in a cast iron Dutch oven in the woods. It can be done. So I was enjoying myself, eating my brownies, playing with my wang, flirting with my men. And as the night led on, me and Mr. Cast Iron seemed to have gotten into a game of chicken. Maybe I should mention here that the butler and I were in an open relationship, so all this flirting was kosher. And maybe something more. We were in this play of wills. All in all, I don't know exactly who got onto the subject, but we were alluding to someone climbing into someone's tent that night. I was winning. Brownies, wang whittling, my butler, Mr. Cast Iron, and not falling off of the toilet. What a glamping trip indeed. That night, I made sweet love to my butler under the stars. This was also the first time I had ever had sex in the woods. And then I looked over to him with this deep desire to go climb into Mr. Cast Iron's tent, and he said, "Go get him." And I was off. I don't know if you've ever walked in the woods at night on crutches. I couldn't quite tell if I was excited about sleeping with Mr. Cast Iron, or was it getting my body from point A to point B on crutches in the pitch black dark of the mountains. Who's to tell? Who's to tell? But when I arrived, Mr. Cast Iron lived up to his name with an iron heart on. We had some fun play, some very sexy times. I believe both of us climaxed multiple times. Now, usually, when this kind of thing happens camping, the other partner is not so happy with it, but not my butler. He was very pleased with my antics. So I was very excited for the next time we were going to go camping. I mean, didn't fall off the toilet and got to sleep with two handsome men, and the cherry on top, brownies. Thank you.